Think about the person your mind keeps returning to. Not the person you see every day, not even the person you loved the most. Just the person who appears without warning. In the middle of work, while driving, while trying to fall asleep. Why them? Out of the thousands of people your brain has met, why this one? Your brain forgets almost everything. Faces, conversations, entire years of your life. So when it refuses to let go of someone, it usually has a reason. Most people assume that reason is love. Sometimes it is, but not always. Because your brain doesn't replay people based on importance. It replays them based on incompleteness. Psychologists have known for years that unfinished things behave differently in the mind. Unfinished tasks, unfinished conversations, unfinished stories. Your brain treats them like open tabs, always running quietly in the background, waiting. And people can become open tabs too. The text you never sent, the conversation that ended too suddenly, the apology you never received, the friendship that slowly disappeared without either of you explaining why, the person who left without giving your mind a place to put the ending. Most people think they miss the person. Sometimes that's true, but sometimes what they miss is understanding. Because uncertainty is uncomfortable. Questions keep consuming energy long after answers would have set us free. Your brain would often rather have a painful answer than no answer at all. But there is another reason certain people stay. And this one goes deeper. Sometimes you aren't missing the person. You're missing who you were when they were there. The version of yourself that existed around them. The future version of you that your mind quietly started building. The conversations you thought you'd have. The places you thought you'd go. The moments you assumed were still coming. Then one day, without asking permission, your brain had to delete an entire future. And brains aren't very good at deleting futures, especially the ones they've already started living in. That's why some people stay with us for years. Not because they were perfect, not because they were the one, but because somewhere inside your mind they became attached to a story that never got an ending. Maybe that's why moving on feels strange. Because it doesn't feel like letting go of a person. It feels like abandoning an alternate timeline. A version of your life that almost existed. And maybe that's why your mind keeps returning there. Not because it wants to suffer. Not because it wants to go backwards. But because somewhere deep down, it's still looking for the final page. But some stories don't get endings. Only distance. Only silence. Only time. And eventually, slowly, your mind learns something it never wanted to learn. Closure isn't always something other people give you. Sometimes it's something you build yourself. Because sometimes the person living in your head isn't really a person anymore. They're a question, an alternate future, an unfinished sentence your mind keeps trying to complete. And maybe the reason you still think about them has nothing to do with who they are now. Maybe it has everything to do with who you thought you were going to become. Because sometimes we aren't grieving what happened, we're grieving what almost happened. Sit with that.